Thanks for rejoining us. We're back to Harris, Southern California for our final segment there. We left off at the $2 coin mode. In some upcoming hands, I do make a few errors. I'll point them out as I go along. Two to the royal is the right call here. Going for a straight flush with a gap in it is a major error. Even if it were in sequence, it would still be a minor error. Two to the royal was the correct call. One of my favorite aspects of bonus poker is the fact that you get bonus payouts on 2s, 3s, and 4s as well as aces. If your session can be punctuated with a few of those, you can last quite a long time, and ultimately the royal flush hands come around where you can make those decisions, and a lot of times they'll convert simply because you're on the machine long enough because of the bonus payouts. Looks like a gentleman nearby hit a decent jackpot. We'll check in on him in a little bit. Now I wish those aces would have hit. I would have gone right to $5 coin and see what I could do with it. This machine just keeps rolling along. It's not too exciting. It's staying pretty even, and that's part of the technique of winning. If it just stays even, sooner or later, 2 to the royal, 3 to the royal, 4 to the royal, they keep coming around, back around, and ultimately some of those will hit. So they are grinder sessions, but I also know there's gold at the end of the rainbow in those type of sessions. I've hit so many royals by just outlasting the machine when it stays so steady like this. So keep that in mind when you're playing bonus poker. It's kind of a grinder's game. Just steady as she goes. Got to keep on grinding. So I make a mistake here. The one gap straight flush is stronger than the single face card. As you can see here, I held the one gap straight flush over the face card, and that is the correct play to make. And that's one thing I'd like to say when it comes to playing perfectly versus not perfectly. Only a computer can play perfectly. There isn't a human alive that's ever played video poker absolutely perfectly, flawlessly, and never made an error. So we have to accept that we're going to make errors. Sometimes they're big errors, sometimes they're minor errors, but they are going to come. I think if you practice on the simulator, you can minimize your errors and get to the point where you're sloppy near perfect. And sloppy near perfect is actually enough to win. There are players out there that played near perfectly, but if the cards aren't rolling their way, no amount of perfect play is going to have them end up as a winner in that session. By the same token, you could be a sloppy near perfect play, and if the cards are rolling your way, it just happens to be going that way, you can become a big winner just off of that. So just keep that in mind. Do we sweat the details? Yes. Let's practice on the simulator. Let's get close to near perfect as we can. But I'm not going to sweat the details on it. You can always up the coin denomination and stay really focused on your game and overcome any little short-term losses if you're persistent enough. So just keep that in mind. This has been a particularly long session, and that's the way it goes sometimes with bonus poker. You don't have the highs and the lows as much as you do in the other games, and they tend to be grind sessions, but if it stays relatively even, a lot of time you can end the session way up, and it's very rewarding having grinded it out, outlasting the machine and still come away with a win. So that's one of the things that I like about bonus poker, is that it's very consistent, and if you're very consistent and if the cards are rolling your way, you can have some great wins off of this game. Three to the royal here is the correct call. We'll never know if I missed it. I think I was just getting tired of not hitting anything for such a long time. I just went for the flush, which was a 19% shot versus 4% shot for 3 to the royal. In the future, of course, I'll make these videos a little bit shorter. I just kind of let this one run its course. If you're one of those that likes to grind it out in bonus poker, then you can probably continue watching this one. My upcoming videos will be shorter and with a lot more hits in them. So many aces on this particular session, but so far they're not cooperating. Now, it would be nice if a few of these things would convert for me. Close, but not close enough. I've hit so many straight flushes at the bottom of the deck, ace through 5, but not this time. But I really like those. We're hitting a little bit of a dry spell here. It's just kind of prolonged. And actually our coin level's starting to drop as well. Hopefully we hit something here soon. As you can see, a lot of these sessions, sometimes they just grind and grind and grind and seem to go on forever. Ultimately, this session pushed me right on back down to the 50-cent level. So you can't win them all, but you just keep playing. You come back again the next time, perhaps even at a higher denomination. You recoup what you invested this time, and then you just keep going and shooting for the royals. It looks like the gentleman behind me just hit his royal, 2 to the royal. At least somebody's winning tonight. This was just a really long, drawn-out, grind-out session for me. But I'm glad somebody hit it. 2 to the royal is 1 in a 16,000 shot. Good for him. There's always more to come. We just persevere. Thanks a lot, Harris, for all that you taught me over the years, the great food, the great room comps, all the great lessons, all the royals that I've won from you. Prepared me for what I do in Vegas, and I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. We'll tour my other local casinos too coming up shortly. The next video after this will be in Las Vegas. So from me to all of you, happy holidays. Have a safe and happy holiday with your loved ones. We'll see you in Vegas. And of course, thanks for joining us here at John's World.